So, hello everyone, welcome back. I'm Joshua and this is Rooftop. In this workshop, we're going to be creating a Pichwai painting. So, in this painting, we're going to be making two different motifs in one. So, the Pichwai Lotus and the Pichwai cow. Now, Pichwai is basically an art form that comes from Rajasthan, and it has started somewhere around the 17th century. And this sort of art style, it is not something that you can learn in like in school or an educational sort of background, especially when it comes to the masters. It has a very sacred practice where the masters pick a disciple and then they pass on the art to the next generation. So today, let's start and see how we go about this painting. Okay, so over here, as you can see, we have the reference of what we are going to be making, and I am drawing on an A5 sheet, which is basically half of an A4 sheet. And I will also be using some acrylic paints. All right, so let's begin. So I'll first start off with, the circular design on the inside. So somewhere around here. So just this part here. This is what I'm going to be doing. So I'll take my compass, just like this. And to begin with, I will first be drawing this inner circle, and then I'll draw another circle around it for the tip of these lotus petals. I'll put this here. See, somewhere around this side. Okay, cool. Now I can just start adding one circle there. Okay, and then I'll just extend this a little bit more, like this. And this one, we don't need it too dark, we just need it to be slightly visible. So this is just going to be a guideline for us. Okay, now we can either start with the Pichwai cow, or we can do the petals around it. Oh, hey Neha. So yesterday we got caught up, with quite a lot of things yesterday. So it wasn't possible for me to do these lives, because I think since morning 10 o'clock up until 11 o'clock in the night, we were caught up in quite a lot of stuff. So it wasn't possible to do the workshops yesterday. But anyways, I'm here today, and we're gonna have all the workshops today as well. But tomorrow I think we might have only one or two workshops, and on Saturday there will not be any, most likely. So just a heads up. Okay, so now over here, what I'll do is I'll start with the lotus petals. Just like that. And I'll start drawing some big ones here first. Now I'm not sure if we will be able to finish this painting in one session, but I'll try my best to finish it in one session. So just like this. Try to keep them a bit medium sized. If it goes slightly big and small, that is entirely okay. We don't have to make it very symmetrical also. As long as they're lotus leaves, that is more than enough. So these Pichwai paintings were done on some very well crafted cloth as well. So it wasn't like this painting was just done on any sort of paper or anything. They had these very well crafted hand spun, if I'm not wrong, cloth. And on that they used to make these paintings and put it in the temples. Okay, so now once we're done with these big petals, then between each of them I will draw a smaller one like this. Oh, hi Ira. How are you doing today? There you go, just like this. I'll bring this a bit closer so you can see. Perfect. Just like that. So you see, we made one circle first for this inner circle, and then we do another circle for a guideline around for the lotuses. Alright, now we can start drawing the cow. So for the cow, I will first start off by just drawing the shape of the cow. Just like this. So I'm drawing it a little light initially, but how do we make these on cloth? So if you're asking the cloth that they painted on, I think they have a few suppliers back in Rajasthan. But if you're talking about the clothes that we have, or maybe like a tote bag, then what I would suggest, which cloth, I don't recall the name, but from what I've read is it's I think it's mostly cotton based, but it's something crafted with a hand spun machine. So those cloths also are very different as compared to the the industrial clothes, like the shirt I'm wearing as well. It's a little different compared to that. But otherwise, if you want to paint on clothes, what I would suggest is buying some gesso. It's like a small tub, you could say, which is used to prime canvases basically. So you can use that to prime your shirt, or maybe just if you have a drawing, like say for this, it's drawn on your shirt. You can paint the inside of this, and then you can start painting on top of it once the gesso dries, and that way you can have like a much longer lasting painting on different sort of cloths and cloth materials as well. Hmm. Okay, just like that. And now I can start really shaping the head of the cow like this. I'll try keeping it straight so that it doesn't confuse you while I keep turning the paper. just like that. And then over here, I really like the Pichwai cows though. Some of them are like really cute. The style of drawing. You're welcome, Mira. I hope I answered them to what you were expecting. Because based on my research, the cloth didn't really have any particular name, but there is a possibility I could have missed it out as well. Okay, and then here. Before I do that, I will just draw the decoration on the head. Just like this. Even for the horn also, I'll just darken it a little bit so that you can see it a little bit better. Yeah. And then this one here. And then the same thing this side. Nice. Okay, just like that. Perfect. So I think Ira and Neha, you both have done a couple of Pichwai paintings before as well, correct? Yes, I remember seeing a couple of, I think the Pichwai tote bag, if I'm not wrong. I think Ira had done the Pichwai tote bag. Just like this. Okay, so here we have the eyes remaining, eyes and nose. Lotus bookmark and tote bag. Yeah, bookmark and tote bag. Do I have the bookmark here? No, I think we've hung it outside. But yeah, I remember that we've done a couple of Pichwai paintings. Especially the eyes that the cows have. They look so dramatic, so full of character, especially. Just like that. And then over here, perfect. So let me show you. Yeah. Oh, you haven't done any Pichwai paintings? Oh, okay. I thought I had seen a couple of Pichwai paintings. No worries. Maybe this could be a first. I've done in other workshops. Yeah, I remember seeing the other paintings. I remember those. Okay. You're struggling with the cow. So for the cow, right? I think what I can do is flip this. Okay. Well, I'll just quickly show you what we can do with the cow. Is there an opacity? 1 second. Okay, that is a little too bright. Must be wondering, what am I doing? Okay, perfect. So I'll just make this a little bit bigger so you can see. And so the lightest I can keep it, but it's just to give you an idea. Oh, fancy! Of how we can, or of how you can do the cow. All right. So you can see the shape of the cow, right? The shape of the head. Now don't think too much about the smaller lines. Like over here you can see there's some small lines which go up and down. Don't think about any of that. What we're going to do is we're just going to draw the shape of the head. So over here I'll bring this down and I'm going to think of it as a box. Okay, so I know I'm tracing right now, but this is only to show you what exactly I mean by tracing this here. So I'm not sure how well it's going to turn out, but this is just to give you the basic idea of how we can do it. Okay, so now if you look at this, I'll just reduce this in size. Okay, so now if you look at this, right, we have a very basic shape. So there's nothing too serious, is nothing too finalized to begin with. But now using this, what you can do is you can then start carving out the parts where you want to have the head in. So over here you can have the nose. I'm doing it very roughly right now, but this is just to give you an idea. Over here you can start making the remaining part of the head. So simplify it as much as you can. So if you look at this, think of this as a box like that. This part goes in, this part comes down, this part goes slanting like that. So now if I were to draw the same box at the top, I'll draw this box here exactly the same way I did it. A little bit higher. Just like this. And now inside of this I can start drawing the cow's head. So over here, now if you look at this box, it comes down and then it curves, right? Comes down, comes up a little bit, and then it curves inwards. And then we have the ears over here. And then you can have the horn and the other stuff around it. So that way you can simplify your drawing into basic shapes. So if you look at the head also, it's very square like or rectangular like. So you just draw a rectangle and then you can start carving it out. So that is one method of drawing, which is what I use a lot. And it just simplifies the whole process as well. If you try to draw it directly, then even for myself it can get confusing, because now I do not have some sort of guidelines to know that, okay, I need to place this here, place that there, and so on and so forth. Yeah, so give it a shot. It might not work on your first try, but keep using that same method and it will do wonders for you. Okay, speaking of that, now let's have a look at this lotus. Now I'm going to do the same concept for the lotus. So if I look at the lotus, right about here, we have a plant. I'll zoom in for this so you can really see what I mean. Okay, that should be good enough. Okay. So now over here, I'm going to just draw the shape of this plant over here. And now if you look at the lotus, right? So from here all the way till here, think of it as a curve. So this is the center, and then we have this coming down till here, all the way till the tip that side. So I'll draw this line there. And now from here till here, and from this petal to this petal, it would be something slightly like this. And the same thing over here as well. And then if you look at the other petals, imagine a line from this petal to this petal and then all the way around. So from this petal over here to the second petal and now to the third. So this is your center, right? So somewhere over here. And then back to this petal there. So I've simplified it to the absolute basic shape. Now I'm not even thinking of a lotus. I'm just thinking of the space where the lotus is inside. And then over here we have the stem. Okay, now we can start with the lotus. So this is the center of the lotus, meaning the middle petal. Since this is the center, we have the middle petal here, which comes in line with these two petals. So now these two petals, these two, are these two lines. So right over here, this is where the middle petal will end. So I will take this and put this down. And then over here, we have another petal. We have three petals all the way till this corner. So I will take that and connect it down here. And then the same thing all the way to this corner. All the way down there. Now I'll do the same thing for the left side as well. Just like this. All the way down there. Okay, and then this corner over here is for these two petals that are pretty much horizontal. So what I will do is from this side, I will connect it there. And this one comes all the way down here, all the way to the center. Just like that. And this one will connect to this corner. So you see how the lotus is coming or taking shape. So I'll do the same thing for the right side. Now if you look at this image, right, what we want to first see is, is which petal is fully visible, as in it's not covered. If you look at this petal here, it is clearly behind the bottom petal, and if you look at this petal here, it is being covered by the bottom petal. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to draw the bottom petal first. Like that. And then I will draw the other petal right over here. And look at that. It is so similar. It might not be the exact one-to-one, copy of it, but you can see how similar it has become. I'll just put this back. like just like that. And now I'll just erase a little bit of the guideline that I drew so you can see the lotus properly. Now remember, if it doesn't work on your first try, that is okay. Now since I have quite a bit of experience doing this again and again and again, so it is relatively easy for me on my first try. But remember, even I had my days where I struggled also. So take your time with it. If you don't get it on your first try, just keep using the same method, and eventually you will catch on with it. Okay, just like that. And then here we will have our first lotus turn. Right, 1 second. Okay, now we can continue with our drawing. So I won't be doing the same method for all of them, but I will be going relatively quickly over it. But I hope you understood a little bit about the method I just showed. So then over here, I'm doing this one right now. So if you look at this one, right, imagine a straight line from here going all the way up, and we can see it is right in front of the eye. So right in front of the eye, all the way down here. Is it that big? Okay, I think I'll make it a little bit smaller, since I feel like my lotus might have become a little bit small, but that's okay. And then here we'll have the other parts. And then the same thing this side. Like this. And see how roughly I'm doing it. You don't need to have a perfect line like that. Just take your time with it. Okay, and then the same thing here. Just like this. No, I think quite a lot of you really like the Pichwai workshop. Okay, so now again I'm going to do the same thing over here. This is going to be the tip of this lotus. Okay, and it comes to the side and then overlaps it back down here. And then over here. It's the middle, right? Yeah, middle. Just like this. this will go a little bit higher up to these two lines, like that. And then I will start drawing the lotus over here. I think this one I took it a little too far that side. We'll bring it a bit closer like this. So then I can have the tip of this lotus there. Then the next one over here. One, two, three. Okay, and then there you go. Now I'll move on to the next one, which is right over here. So you can draw like an almond shape. And make sure it has a nice curve. And then finally, this side. So now this method might seem, a little time consuming, but I feel like it's much better than drawing the entire lotus and then trying to correct it again and again, which will then consume even more time. Okay, I'll erase those lines and then just draw these parts here. So I'm thinking of making this in two parts, where in one I just do the drawing, and then that way once the workshop ends you can continue the drawing and finish it as well. And then the part two, maybe I can have it in the evening, so that once I start painting, all of you who want to create the drawing have it ready, and then you can start painting it with me. So what do you think? Should I do that, or should I just continue it in one shot? Okay, like this. You can let me know. Okay, so now over here, I'll have this one come there, just like that. Two parts will be okay. We can finish. Okay, fine, no problem. That way it would be good for me as well, so I don't have to rush with the painting, so I can finish it on time. All right. So now over here, I will add. Okay, in two parts it is. Hold on. Okay, no worries. Okay, there you go. I have added a poll so that you can vote and tell me which or what would you like me to do. Second part will be in the evening or 3 p.m. So this will most likely be in the evening at 5:30. 100%. Okay. I'll keep the poll open a little longer so that everyone can vote. Now, even if you're drawing with me or even if you're not going to be painting with me, feel free to vote. You don't have to, you know, really draw or anything like that. Okay. Do you want me to zoom out or is this okay? So most likely the second part will be at 5:30 because at 3:30 we have another interesting workshop coming up. Okay, and then I'll have this one come here like that. The same thing here for this Lotus. Okay, great. Now I'll do this side as well. Just like that. So now I'm drawing this one right here. And then from this side, like that. So over here I'm showing you, how we can do the sketch or the rough drawing. See, I'm just scribbling. Don't think too much about whether the line is clean or not. We can worry about that much later. Like this. Okay. Now over here we have another 2 lotuses that are going to be there. Okay. Alright, so now over here I will start off by just drawing this little plant this side. I'll make it a little bigger so you can see it also. Okay. Like this. And then over here we will have the first petal. Now I'm drawing, so this is the center of the petal, the middlemost petal. Now I'm drawing a line to each of these tips that are there, like that. It's over there, a little bit here, and this will be pretty much the same, like that. And then this will come all the way there. This one also seems to be pretty horizontal. And this one will take it a little bit outside, like that. this is the middle. It goes slightly sideways. And then we have that. Okay. This one there, and then this one also here. Okay. Now I'll start drawing the petal like this. And so you see, I already have it marked out where I want the petals to be. So it's much easier and much quicker to draw these petals. Excuse me. Just like that. And before I draw the left and right ones, I'll draw the bottom ones first, since those are entirely visible. Just like that. And now I can add these. Just like that. There you go. We have another lotus ready. Okay. Now over here onto the left side. I think I'll do this part first. Let me just erase these lines so they don't distract me when I draw the other motifs. Okay, so from here, now I'm drawing this one right here. So we can see it comes to this petal, right? So from this petal, it comes right below the horn, the center of this. So right below the horn over there. There you go, we have one center ready. And the other one falls right over here. Like that. Because if you see, it comes straight down to between the eyes and the nose. Like that. Like this. Perfect. I don't know why I said perfectly there. Perfect. Okay, and then the same thing here. This one starts much closer to this, all the way down to front of the nose, and then it gets hidden at the back. Just like that. And then we have some smaller petals over here also. Like this, and then I'll have this one come up there. And the same thing this side. So I'm just going to draw a line itself. Okay, and now for the final lotus. Okay, I will draw. Oh, sorry, that was hidden behind. So if you can see here, right, it comes from right about there all the way to the outside of the image. So I'll first mark this point here, which should be right about here, and this one is in line with this petal. This petal here, so right about there. I'll just draw a line like this. Okay, and then we have the middle petal coming somewhere right about here. So from here to here, see how I'm taking measurements? So this line is from this tip to this tip, and then this line is the center of the middle petal. And then now from here I can use this to easily mark out the other petals. Wait, oh, I drew this line, right? So it will come right about there. And make sure you erase any incorrect lines so that it doesn't confuse you. So one dot there, and then one dot over here. Now we can also try just drawing this directly. So once you get used to the previous method I showed you, we can then try drawing it a little directly. So this one comes right in front of this part here, the bud, and then I will connect this the same way. Then we'll move on to the next side. So it will pretty much be the same distance. You don't think too much about this. I'm not even going to look at the reference. Yeah, there you go. See, it's pretty much the same distance. Okay, and then for this one, it comes right about here like that. And then once again, all the way, I'll start from, so you see, I'm not starting from the tip, I'm starting from the center over here. And then I am giving this an outline. Like that. This one here. But before I do that, I will draw the ones that are fully visible. Before I draw the ones that are half hidden at the back. Yeah, there you go. And then I'll draw this. And then another petal here. And there you go. So I'll just zoom out and show you. Wow, that looks very detailed. I'll just zoom in a little bit, and there you go. That's my hand in case you're wondering. Okay, so I think we can end this part 1 of this workshop over here, and I will continue this once again at 5:30 in the evening. We will have the part 2 of this workshop. So this is what we have made so far. Hold on, perfect angle, perfect lighting. Okay, this is the best I think we're gonna get. So yeah, this is what we have made, and I hope by the time we reach the part 2, you have your drawing ready so you can start painting with me as well. So thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you all again at 3:30. Take care and bye-bye.